Where my girls at? Where my girls at? Independent, free spirit. Ooh, it's something serious. Where my girls at? We link up in a cool minute. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right.
When I tell you I'm excited about today and what today can bring us, because why Gloria, why are you so excited about this particular topic right now today? Why, Gloria? Why? Because I'm right in the middle of it myself. I'm right in the middle of it. I've been researching it. When I tell you it's confusing, I'm glad to have Brittany here today, because when I tell you this is confusing, and because we work with a lot of entrepreneurs, and they are always searching for the best way to protect themselves, protect their family, and make the move into a place where they can have healthcare. In fact, it was just the other day I was talking to someone, and I said, you know what, if you don't understand healthcare can keep you right where you are, even if you don't want to be there, simply because you don't know what your choices are. So, girlfriends, we're going to be having this topic today, and I want everybody to think about calling in. In fact, I see my friend here, Ann Wilson, who is on here, and she was one of the first people who helped me understand that if you research it, you have so many more choices than you thought. So I'm excited about this topic, and we're going to be watching ourselves and going then. So you guys, you have thoughts, you have questions, we want you to call into 313-778-7600. Ooh, we got issues. And then Crisette had a little bit of a headache earlier today. I was like, ooh, we're talking about healthcare. We're talking about health. We're talking about healthcare. We're talking about supplements. You never know when the topic is going to be perfect for you right now. So we're going to go right over to you, Chris. How you feeling, sister girl? How you feeling, sister girl?
I am definitely feeling a little bit better, not the best. And it's been so long that I can't even remember how it feels not to feel your best. But you know what? You have to show up. You got to show up, especially when we got issues. Because, baby, you miss a couple of days and you find out you have been replaced. You have been replaced. And Sabrina, the first one, be like, oh, I found somebody. And then she said, we had a meeting. So I said, let me press my way and get on the show. And I'm going to tell you, this is a show that's right on time, because I've been seeing all the commercials about it's the time to switch over to different healthcare. And as an entrepreneur, you know, I am so ready to switch, because I really think I'm paying way too much and not getting the service that I need. So I am definitely leaning into this conversation today. But today, you guys, I am so excited because we are so close. Next week is probably going to be the week where I'll officially move into my new home that we purchased back in June. Can you get excited? Yes. I'm so excited. We have been waiting because we had to have a stair lift put in for my dad, because this particular house, his bedroom is on the second level, and there are, you know, quite a few stairs. And we knew at 94, he wasn't going to be able to navigate the stairs. So today it is officially in, and I got on there and I was like, oh, this is kind of neat. I said, that's all I need is for my dad to be like, can I ride up the stairs? So next week we will be in our home. So that's really exciting, really exciting.
What day are you going to be moving in there, Chris?
Next week, Monday, Tuesday.
So it'll be like a couple of days of moving in?
Yes.
Wow. That's going to be so exciting.
Exciting.
You know that's for excitement for all of us, right? Because whenever
Exactly.
we move into any place, we move to a different city, we move to a different state, we move to a different house. It's always we, because that's how girlfriends are. That's why we wanted to come on this show and show you guys what real girlfriends look like in all kind of different ways. And so we are all moving into a new house in Detroit next week, and we are super excited about that. And so that's going to be an exciting time. Let's go on up to the last one that moved, Ohio. She just moved to Ohio. Sabrina Goodwin Monday. What's going on? What's happening, sister girl?
It's Thirsty Thursday, a very busy time. Crisette, I was thinking about you. It's going to be so wonderful to be in the new house for the holidays. I mean,
Yes.
Thanksgiving, Christmas, the first, and a wonderful new home. That is fabulous. And so congratulations. It's a Thirsty Thursday. It's been busy, man. Busy. It's about my 5th different outfit for the day. Zoom here, Zoom there, Zoom everywhere. Okay.
And more to come.
So,
More to come.
I feel like a change artist. You know, you just grabbing a shirt over here, grabbing a jacket over there. But this is the world we're living in right now. And so I'm glad to be here with my girlfriends. You guys are looking amazing. Chris, I'm glad you're feeling a little better. And we're going to throw it to the West Coast. Caterina Harris Earl, our girl.
Yes, I'm good. I'm doing good. And I understand, Chris. I mean, the other day, it was a 24-hour headache. And it's just one of those things that is so doesn't feel good. And then it starts, when it's real deep and it starts to really affect you. So we're praying that you feel better. But I will tell you, when it broke, I was good on the other side. So it's coming. And moving into that beautiful new house, you're going to be all smiles, okay?
Right.
All smiles. We can't wait to come back and visit. The other day we were talking.
Hey, Caterina.
Real estate. Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, tell them a little bit about, because I didn't know that what you said to Chris earlier, if you take a shower, it brings oxygen into it. I mean, that was so interesting to me.
This is my mom, so many things that we've learned along the way, but anybody who I know just enough to be dangerous. So somebody could call in and tell us wrong, you said it wrong. But basically it's oxygen, right? You want oxygen to get to your head. And so getting in the shower under hot water, even just running your hands under hot water, your hands under hot water and your feet under hot water, it helps to kind of send the oxygen to your brain, which helps with the headache, because the headache is tension, it's decreased oxygen. And I'm telling you, sometimes I do it and it goes away immediately. Other times I do it and it just relieves it a lot. So one of the things we love about as we do this natural hair is being able to get up underneath that doggone shower. But one time my mother used to suffer from really intense migraines. And can you believe they had to take her off bananas for a season? It's like weird. It was a food sensitivity that she had. Bananas, as much as we love bananas. So, for anybody, that was when you have chronic headaches, they have to look at other things too. But yeah, that hot water, anybody type in the chat, those of you on social media. But yeah, that's it. I'm passing it back to you, Gloria. I want to know all about this because I was up on TikTok the other day and they was talking about Kaiser. I was like, oh Lord. Okay.
Well, I want the girlfriends out here in the force of friendship. I want them to know that Caterina is she's our guru when it comes to TikTok. She tells us all about what's going on TikTok, and I watch it. But that chick, she gets tremendously educated on TikTok. So you need to educate us on your education on the TikTok. But we're going to bring in Brittany really quickly. We're going to bring in Brittany from the back room into the front room because we're so excited. Welcome, Brittany, to We Got Issues. Welcome. And, when we talked earlier, I asked Brittany to tell a little bit about her background. I said, just relax, have a good time. Join the girlfriends and bring your full energy about what you know about this industry. So Brittany, we're so excited because this is such an important topic. And she's an entrepreneur, and she understands sales, and she knows what stepping out is. So this is a step out for her, Brittany. And so we're here with you, stepping you through, because trust me, we didn't know how to do a talk radio show 9 months ago either. So it's just like, just start talking, Brittany, just start talking. So tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your journey.
Unmute yourself again, Brittany, so the Facebook audience can hear you.
You're muted on
yourself on the computer.
Can you hear me?
There you go. Perfect.
Okay.
Yes.
We got you.
Okay, so I'm Brittany Schaeffer. I am born actually in California. I have a 9-year-old daughter. I have been through a lot that has actually got me to this point. I've been in the health industry for about 8 years. I started actually by being a server, and I had somebody who picked me up after seeing me take care of 8 tables, and he said, "Here, take my business card. I want you to come by after your shift." And I'm like, whoa, wait. I'm like in dirty clothes. Like, this is gross. Like, no. He was like, "It doesn't matter. Just come by." And he wound up being from the Milner Group and health insurance, and he hired me on the spot. And after that, I wound up being with him for over 2 years, and then I was in 2 car accidents. So I had issues with my own health, with my back and my neck. And after that, I wanted to be able to help people. Me and my brother got our property and casualty license together, and we were going to work for the same company, but it didn't work out. So we wound up getting our life and health insurance license together, and we both work together now. As you know, brother and sister selling health insurance, and we absolutely love it. Like, my favorite thing is being able to help everybody with their specific needs and with their budget. Like, that's the biggest thing I know that everyone is worried about is budget.
Right. Okay. So Brittany, before you go there, talk a little bit about what you shared with me in terms of the accident and why this is such a passionate industry for you, because it really affected you personally.
Yes. So 4 years ago, I had 2 car accidents that were back to back, both of them that were not my fault, 4 months apart. I was rear-ended from behind. A 67-year-old man hit me going 45 miles an hour, and I was at a stoplight.
Wow.
From there, he actually didn't remember the accident because he had dementia. So from there, I had a tractor trailer roll back, hit me, and push me into another truck behind me. And it really opened my eyes to a lot of people not realizing a lot about healthcare. Like, for me, going through the whole experience with Kaiser, I heard someone say Kaiser.
Yes,
I was going through the whole thing with Kaiser. I definitely understand, and I want to be able to help everyone I possibly can. Like, that's my passion, is to help people. It's not about the money per se. It's about the relationship and the friendship and the camaraderie that I have even with you ladies, and being able to reach as many people as I can.
Mm-hmm. That's
even
so
going through what I went through.
Huh? Yeah. I mean, when you have a personal journey that takes you to this place where you can use that to help so many other people. I want to give everybody some statistics before the break. I want to tell people that the number of people under 65 that are uninsured is 32 million people of uninsured people, which is a lot. The percentage of 65 and uninsured is 11%. The percentage of children under 18 is 5%. So 5% of our children are not insured at all. And the percentage of adults 18 to 64 is 14%. So you have the insurance, and you have the private insurance, and you have the public insurance. And so we want to make sure that we understand that as well. Brittany, we know that this is open enrollment season. So we're going to want to talk a little bit about the open enrollment season and all those things. And so I just want to shout out again to a lot of girlfriends to call in at 313-778-7600 and to ask your girlfriends that you know who might be in the mode of looking for health insurance, because we want to bring in some of those questions and some of those comments that you can bring in, Brittany. But I'm so excited about these percentages and what's going on in the industry so that we can talk about it. And we're going to go to a commercial break really quickly. But after we come back from that commercial break, Brittany, we're going to go right into some of the most important nuances people need to know right now in this moment as we're making a decision about the healthcare. So we're so happy that you guys are with us, that we got issues. You joined the force of friendship. And we'll be right back after this break. Here we are. Here we are talking about our red bottom shoes, And you know, this is too much fun. Brittany's brother is on our Facebook page talking about, oh, that's my sister. So you know you got it going on when you have a brother-sister entrepreneurship and they're supporting each other. So that's very, 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 very brilliant. Before we talk any further, Brittany, we have a caller. So I'm so glad we get to go to our caller. Lisa, are you there? You called in. We got issues. We want
to hear from you. Lisa, are you there? I'm here. I called in late, so I didn't get to hear what the topic was. What is it again? This is about healthcare and how you discover healthcare, learn about healthcare and how healthcare is opening up right now. But I'm so glad you just wanted to talk. I understand. We don't talk healthcare. We just want to come in and talk. But hey, you want to talk? What would you like to say, Lisa? What would you like to say? We'll talk about healthcare. Healthcare is virtually and important, especially with the African Americans. Sometimes everyone doesn't have enough insurance, and so or finances, so they have to balance it out. I'm just talking to one of my prayer partners yesterday about this, or the day before. You have to balance out, between bills and your health care. You tend to suffer, but your health is a top priority, not just seeing your doctor and going to dentist twice a year, but every day, eating right, resting, taking any supplements, drinking water, and getting your proper rest. Of course, your spiritual, too. That all goes into it as well. Amen.
100%.
Amen, Lisa. We are so glad you called in. Can you tell how happy I am?
Call in. We got issues at 9:10 a.m. The Superstation. I don't even care if you don't know what we're talking about. We're gonna make it work. So Lisa, that was a good job. That was a good job. Brittany, take us back to right in this moment. What is going on in healthcare right in this moment? What keeps you so busy right in this moment that we need to be aware of?
Well, what keeps me so busy is that I'm licensed in 35 states on the private market and 14 on the public market. So it's crazy busy right now. Everyone's looking for healthcare, and they want to find something that's going to fit their needs and budget, and they don't want to have to pay an arm and a leg for it. They also are looking for people who aren't going to charge them consultation fees. That's ridiculous.
Right.
I do free
Let's talk about that for a second.
Let's talk,
Yeah.
Let's talk about your healthcare. Let's talk about your needs, your budget, what's going on with your health. If you have a small business, let's work with your business, your small businesses and self-employed benefits. They get benefits for being on the private market. So that's sometimes things you don't really realize being on the public market. When you get a tax credit, the government will give you a tax credit. But if you're on the private market, you actually get to write that off, and you're with a form, HRA 105. So self-employed business owners, that actually is a benefit for you guys. I don't know if you guys knew that or not.
Let me tell you something. I'm the kind of person, if I don't understand it, I tell my accountant to figure it out. Like, figure this out. So if you can, but let me just explain it for other people. Like, talk to me on the 3rd grade level. So if you're an entrepreneur, there are some benefits on getting health care because you can write it off.
Yes, correct. Because being self-employed, there's a form. It's called HRA 105. I'm not a tax professional, so I'm not claiming to be, but you can speak with your tax professional about the form HRA 105. But it's available to small businesses. So they're able to write off their premiums on their taxes as a deduction, rather than having a plan on the public market and the government giving you a subsidy towards paying for some of your premium, and then you pay the rest.
Okay. So the people that you're dealing with right now, when they're coming to consult with you about what's going on right now, where it's open enrollment right now for different things, what are the priorities that you tell them they need to be concerned with? I know that budget is a piece of it for sure, but what are the other things that when they're looking at the options, what should they be considering?
They should be considering health-based options. That's mainly one of the biggest thing that, if you guys are healthy and can qualify for the private market rather than getting a subsidy on the marketplace, let's go. Let's see if we can find you a $0 deductible premium on the private market. Let's see if you qualify health-based. I am in the business to help you, like you make one call and you call me and speak with me about your insurance. That's it. You don't call a 1-800 number and wait on hold. You just call me on my cell phone. And that's individualized care is also what people are looking for, is not having to call into a 1-800 number. They want to talk to someone real.
And not stay on hold forever and a day.
And be like, and just text me, hey, Brittany, I got issues.
Yeah, that's the kind of service we want, Brittany. That's the kind of service we want.
You're in the tribe.
It's
You're in the tribe, Brittany.
Yeah, that individualized care is so important, so very important. And somebody wants you to explain the difference between public and private. And it's that right there. What's the difference between the public market and the private market? And I find it so, I mean, it's really, I'm so frustrated with the healthcare in the USA. It's really sad that we're the wealthiest country, nation in the country, and our healthcare insurance is the biggest racket. I think it's a ripoff. I think it's a scam. I mean, I just think about the older people who don't really understand. They are getting jacked up. I mean,
You're right.
I found myself in a place last year. They had texted me. Somebody had texted me, told me my insurance had been canceled. So I rush and I go get some more insurance. And then I have 2 carriers. And they tell you, oh, that was a scam. You should have never responded to that. So, Brittany, help us, because we got issues in this industry for real.
Yes. I just helped a guy who wound up being on some multi-plan and did not realize he was on a multi-plan until I said to him, what was the company name called? And he told me, one of the short terms. And I was like, did you realize that was a short-term policy? And he said, no. I said, he said, they said I have $1 million in coverage. I said, well, did they tell you that was split up into 4 quarters? Like it's 250, like every 3 months? He said, no. I said, well, if you say you have a heart attack and it's going to be over $300,000 to $400,000 for a heart attack, anything above that, you are stuck with the rest on a short-term plan. On a public market plan, that is with the government. The government gives you a subsidy towards your plan. So say your plan is $500. They'll give you a subsidy of maybe $300 or $400. So you only have to pay $100 a month for your plan. That's with the government giving you some help. So on the private market, it is health-based. So it has to do with being healthy. So about any medications, any surgeries, stuff like that. That's what we're going to be more concerned about. If you're healthy, we can find you a deductible that's $0 or, a $5,000 deductible. It just really depends on what you want because the plans are individualized and customized based on you. And with me, when I speak to someone, I go through the process with them, the qualifying, and I give them my best determination with their needs based on what the knowledge that they give me.
Right.
Brittany, we started this radio show with issues, but I'm telling you, we have such amazing guests. All our issues are going to be solved. You are helping. Can you talk a little bit about pre-existing conditions? And is COVID a pre-existing condition? Like, are people just for getting COVID, is their insurance going to go through the roof?
No. They've had issues with COVID and COVID being covered, but we haven't had, in the beginning of all this, we had all of the COVID tests for free were covered. So we weren't really having that issue, but with pre-existing conditions, depending on what the pre-existing condition is, I mean, if it's not major, we can still find you a plan on the private market. But if it's like heart attack, stroke, cancer, we got to find you something on the ACA because the ACA accepts everyone, essentially. If you're healthy enough to be able to qualify for the private market, then you're lucky. And you should be like you struck gold on the private market.
Wow. That's interesting. That's what we do.
All right.
Go ahead.
But but a real issue too, Brittany, and thank you so much for sharing that. As I listen to you talk about the private market versus the public market, there is a benefit in being healthy. And so being healthy saves you money. And sometimes, if you don't really realize, you think, oh, well, it's my life. I can do what I want to do. I can eat what I want to eat and this, that, and the other. But it's going to cost you something because these healthcare insurance plans are saying, if you're healthier, if you're not obese, if you don't have this condition, that condition, then we're not going to we're not going to charge you as much because you're probably not going to have to see us for chronic illnesses, whereas other people that have it. So that's very important to really talk about how your health, being healthy, will put more money in your pocket.
It is, because when you get your additional benefits and such with your physicals, I mean, they're designed so that you get some type of credit, so that you have some type of money that comes back.
Well, you guys, I think that just this overall conversation about public versus private, I didn't even understand that to the degree that I need to. And then when you start talking about Medicaid and all that kind of stuff, you got a whole nother piece of conversation. When we come back after the break, we're going to talk about some of the other comparisons, like Sabrina brought up the comparison of U.S. versus the other countries in the world, and talk a little bit more deeper about healthcare and healthcare coverage and your choices, because you got issues, we got issues, we all got issues. We're checking in to 9:10 a.m. the Superstation. We'll be right back. Denise, we'll be right back to you about your ER with the $4,700 bill. We'll be right back.
Ooh, we got issues. Most likely deductible.
We can still see you in that break. I'm just saying, we can still see you when you're on break. When you go on break, we can still see you. So just be aware of that.
Yeah.
You've done anything wrong.
I didn't think so. I do not.
You're doing awesome.
Thanks. Correct.
also called health insurance. So it's very interesting that 49%, I would have thought it was higher, is covered by employees, and therefore over 50% of America is either not covered or entrepreneurial covered. And then in 2019, most U.S. states have eliminated the individual mandate policy, which was very interesting. However, in 2021, you will get penalized if you are in the state of New Jersey, California, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and the District of Columbia, unless you're eligible for an exemption. So that's very interesting to talk about the penalties as well, Brittany. So can you talk a little bit about what people have to watch out for right now so they don't get caught with the penalty since you covered the state?
Yes. So they don't get caught in the penalty. They're just going to have to be truthful about their taxes and about their income. To be honest with you, because if you're going to go on the private or the public market, rather, it's based off of your income. And if you make more money, then you're going to get less of a subsidy. But if you have employer, based insurance, the employers normally will pay for the majority of the employee itself. Okay. Or if it's free for the employee. Where they get you is when you start adding family onto the employee's plan. That is when it starts becoming very expensive for the family to be put onto an employer-sponsored plan. So,
and is it expensive for the employer or is it expensive for the person?
It's less expensive for the employee, because it's just them, but it's more expensive for the employer if they have the family, because it doesn't really cost very much if they just have the one employee.
Interesting. So do you think that's why people will stay with the company, because their family is covered with insurance, even if they don't want to stay in that company?
I've had a lot of discussions with people about this. And we have gone back and forth about whether their employer plan is best, whether the private plan is best, and at the end of the day, they are worried about deductible. That is their main thing, because a lot of people don't realize that you have a deductible you have to hit and an out-of-pocket max. So even if you have a deductible you hit of $3,000 for the public market, you may have an out-of-pocket max of $8,700. So for the year, that's the max that you're going to come out of pocket, is that $8,700.
Does that also mean that you will definitely have to do that? What'd you say, Sabrina?
If that's worst case scenario, so that's like a safety net. Worst case scenario, if you have something happen, you have to hit that deductible, then you're covered 100%.
Yeah, but how irritating is that for a healthy person to have insurance? You're going to the doctor for just the general checkups, and then you get a full-fledged bill. And I've heard this so many times over the years in my head. Oh, well, you haven't hit your deductible. You have to pay until you hit your deductible.
Right.
And it's so frustrating, because who's going to hit $8,000 if you're pretty healthy before your insurance kicks in? It just makes no freaking sense.
I know. And when I'm looking for plans now and I'm looking for a policy for anyone, I look for set copays. I do not find any plan that has 50% after deductible or 40% after deductible. No, I want a set copay as to I'm going to pay $5, $10, $25. I want a set copay. And that's what I find for someone. I want to find a set copay with a lower deductible. And, worst case scenario, they have to come out of pocket maybe $500. I mean.
Yeah. Information is everything. And this insurance racket, if you don't study it, grow through it, go to it, or find a Brittany, you are just in a myriad of confusion, because the marketplace is so dang on confusing. And then your phone rings during a moment every 3 minutes somebody trying to get you on their plan, you don't know if they're lying or flying. Okay.
You're right.
So,
okay. And
yeah.
the one thing you can do to tell if your person that you're going through is a scam is if they require payment the same day. Okay. When I do my applications, I do take the banking information, but your policy is not charged until we set your effective date. So when you want your effective date to start 12/1, that's when your first draft would be due. That's what a real insurance policy is supposed to be like. It's not supposed to be, you're going to get a $100 application fee and it's due today.
Hey, Brittany.
It's really good.
Honestly, I have a lot of people that they're script readers and they are so smooth on the phone to make you think that they have the best plan. But the one thing you can do to ask them if this is a good plan is ask them this question. How much would it cost me if I had a heart attack on this plan?
Wow. Wow.
Because they don't know that because they don't have a
My
script.
answer, if you're on the private market, my answer would be a $3,000 deductible. You're covered 100%. That's my answer. If it's on the public market, then you have your either $8,700 deductible, you're on max out of pocket to hit, and then you're covered 100%.
Hey, Brittany, can you talk to us a little bit about Medicare? Because I see all the commercials, and of course, I'm always listening because my dad is 94. And when you hear Medicare, you always think that's for older people. But is it for 65 and older? Why would that Medicare be an option? Why would you recommend Medicare for someone?
Medicare is normally not until you get to age 65. So like with our policies that we have on the private market, you can write it and you can ride it to age 65 until you get to Medicare. So that's also another benefit is you're not going to get kicked off of the plans. But Medicare is really for people who are over 65 mainly. Or if you are having some type of medical, bless you.
Thank you.
But other than that, I don't see
there's
why
no benefit to you
unless they can't afford. I mean, that's the only other reason why I would be on Medicare because yes, it's for when you're older, which is mainly
or disability, right?
Or
or disability, right?
Or disability.
Yes, or disability, correct.
And is it great coverage? Is it great coverage? What's your opinion of Medicaid? What's your opinion of it?
I mean, it's coverage that you don't have to pay as much out of pocket for. Sometimes it's free, but that doesn't mean that your doctor is going to be a network or it actually is they're going to be providing the services that, that are quality for you.
So you have to, you don't get to choose the same doctors?
If it depends on your plan. If it depends on if you go to an HMO, an EPO, or a PPO.
Okay.
So
Lord.
With a PPO, right? With a PPO, you can take it nationwide. You can go anywhere in the United States. An HMO, you're stuck in that state. An EPO is even more smaller. Even more smaller in your state. The PPO.
Would you talk a little? Would you talk a little bit about the difference between an HMO, a PPO,
and EPO?
What's the difference there? And what'd you say, Sabrina?
Yes.
And the last thing she said was an EPO. Was it HMO, PPO, and what was the last one?
E as in elephant. EPO.
EPO. Yeah, I'm not.
That's an even smaller network, and we can get into that. I know we're about to hit a break. I think.
Yes,
You're
yes.
so
We're going to
good.
go into the bridge. So when we come back after the music plays, after we do this commercial break, she's going to tell us the difference between an HMO, a PPO, an EMO, an OMG, a JJC, a PFG, an SCD. And if you're 65, it's a wee. So we're going to come back and we're going to find out all about it. You guys can call in because we got issues, and we're happy to have you on 9:10 a.m. the Superstation, where it's all about the alphabets. We'll be right back after this break.
Would it be more cost effective not to include your family on your employer's plan and get family? Yes. I was reading that question that popped up.
Okay. We got to get some information. Okay, information, because Denise has PPO, and then Dorothy has HMO, and then Valerie has EPO, and she says it's not good, and Gloria has ABCDEFGO. So I don't know what it is, but if you can describe the difference between them, Brittany, you will get an A+, and you are part of the tribe. Tell us the difference.
Yes. So there is 4 separate plans. There is an HMO. Okay. And that plan usually is limited in coverage to providers that are within the plan network and require doctors' referrals to see specialists. Okay. That's an HMO. The PPO plans usually cover pretty much everywhere. So they're pretty much everywhere in the United States, in your state or out all around the United States. They don't require a doctor's referral or to see a specialist for the PPO. And now there is an EPO, which is plans are usually limited to providers who are within the plan network, but they still don't require a referral to see a specialist. And then there's one more that's a POS. And that plan is a hybrid of an HMO and a PPO plan. You need to choose like an in-network primary care provider, but you can still see out-of-network providers without your primary care's referral for a higher cost.
Wow.
Brittany,
Wow.
I have already gone to your Facebook page and made an appointment with you for Saturday. Okay. While we're on here, can you please give everyone your contact information for the radio people that can't see? And Gloria Lewis asked a really important question. Others have said she's trying to decide if she should keep her husband on her work plan or switch him over to all Medicare.
I saw that.
69.
Yes. So I saw that. And yes, to get in contact with me, my cell phone number is 678-922-0345. Or you can go onto my Facebook page, which is at Health Advisor Brittany. And why did it go silent?
We can still hear you.
Oh, okay.
We got you.
I just saw her talk. I'm so sorry. Yes, in regards to her question, yes, the answer is yes. It is cheaper to if you have an employee, yes, keep an employee on the one plan with him or her, whoever it is, and move the rest of the family off to the private market. If they qualify for the private, it's cheaper. So let's see what we can do to get you a better rate and a better price.
Mm-hmm. So good.
That's
why you got to tune in. We got issues.
Right.
A little bit.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say about what Sabrina brought up.
Okay, go ahead, Gloria. Go ahead.
Okay, about the healthcare industry in the United States covering over 34% of the population, much less than the universal coverage in Canada and the United Kingdom. So given what's going on, do you think it's going to grow? Is this something that from where you sit, do you see that people are more concerned with giving us more coverage? Because 34% is a very low percentage, given the country that we are.
But to be honest, everyone is concerned about their health care. Believe it or not, like even if they don't lose their coverage until January, they're concerned about their health coverage and wanting to know what the best plan is for them. I mean, if they don't have the right guidance, they won't really know, and in this business and in our business, it comes back around. Right? If you help one person, even if, you weren't able to maybe help them regardless, you still are impacting that person's life. What if they give you a referral? That's what happened to me this past weekend. I helped 3 separate people go onto the public market, and he turned around and referred me so I could write somebody else. Mm-hmm. It just happens like that. It's how it comes back around with life. But I do see that even now, the millennials and the Gen Z, they aren't as concerned about their health insurance, but they need to be, because what you do now affects you later in life. As my mom would say, what you do now affects you later. And sometimes you don't realize it, but it does come back around. And with everybody with health insurance, all of the laws had kind of changed and people were in different tax brackets. So right now, everyone's looking because they're like, well, these qualifications changed. Maybe I can qualify. And that's where we're at now, is more people are wondering, hey, do I qualify? Let's see.
Yeah, that becomes very interesting when you're looking at so much complication. And then you add in everybody has an opinion, all your friends have an opinion, and they talk emphatically about they know what they're talking about, which confuses us even more. So when they come to you, Brittany, they're coming to you hungry to understand, but completely confused as to what their choices are, and their history changes, and then the law changes every time you turn around, because healthcare is such a big deal. You know, we also know COVID has made people pay attention more than ever,
Right.
and healthcare is a big business. It's just big business. Every part of health is big business. So what have been some of the most important current changes that you've seen from your position?
Current changes really is everyone is looking. Nobody is either wanting to make a decision yet, or they want to see all of their options. They want to make sure that they have the best plan. And with me, I'm wanting the clients and the consumers to know that they can relax. They don't have to worry about their health insurance plan, because they know that Brittany is going to do right by them and make sure that their family is taken care of, regardless on whichever health insurance plan I find them. Their needs and their budget is important, but what I want them to realize is they have an agent to count on 100% of the time. I am here all the time. They have my cell phone number. They can call me at any time, even all the way up until 10 p.m. I love being able to be available.
What's the
I have a
deadline, Brittany,
question.
for the
Okay.
enrollment?
The deadline is December 15th currently.
Oh, that's
And I
soon.
say currently because they may do the same thing and may want to extend. We don't know yet.
Wow.
Are you saying something, Caterina?
I was going to
No,
say I
that's
didn't
it.
hear.
That's what I want to know.
Well, I'm excited. I know we've had a little bit of pause back and forth. Oh my gosh, it's just as challenging as healthcare. This is just as challenging as healthcare, but it's been exciting to be here with you guys. I'm so happy that you guys have called in, that you've listened from all over the world, not just here in the United States, but everyone is interested in some healthcare. Brittany has been amazing, and her coverage is wide. So you can get in touch with her, and you can talk to her on Facebook, or you can call her. She is saying out loud to you guys, I'm here to help you. I'm here to answer your questions. You're safe with me. And be careful of the scams, you guys. Be careful of the scams that are out there. We know that healthcare is important. It's more important than ever right now because of what we're going through as a world issue. But we're talking about world issues on We Got Issues. This is 9:10
We got
a.m.
issues.
The Superstation. Yeah, we got issues, and this is the force of friendship. We're so excited. We'll see you tomorrow, 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're excited to be with you. You guys take care. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for having me, Gloria. Thank
Thank
you.
you.